Hello, this is Brooke Hoover. I'm in my guitar lesson studio, place I spend a lot of time teaching private one-on-one lessons, and I'm going to do a bunch of videos, put them online. So if you want to subscribe, that'd be cool. I'm just going to keep putting them out, and I'm going to take it from the very beginning level. Let's say you've got your first guitar. This may sound kind of ridiculous, but this round part sits on your leg. Versus sometimes I'll see guys want to hold it way over here or lay it flat. I'm going to say right on that leg is probably your best bet. I want to talk about tuning. I've been playing guitar since about 75, 76. Back then we didn't have electronic tuners, and tuning was really pretty stressful. We would get our pitch off of a piano and do our best to make that sound. I'm going to just go through the names of the strings. The fat string, I call it the fat one, or it's also called the sixth string. I often start thinking about guitar with that string, is the low E. Next one is the fifth string, that's called A. So you got E and A. Next one's called D, also called the fourth string. Here's the third string, G. So you got E, A, D, G. Make sure you memorize that. Let's do it again. E, A, D, G. Your second string, we're getting to the skinny side of the guitar, is called B. That's called your second string, B. So we got E, A, D, G, B. The skinny one is the first string. It's called the high E. And it's the highest sounding pitch. But it is closest to the ground, so sometimes people think that's low. But that actually, we're thinking pitch. So it's a high E. Alright. Now, when you get your guitar, you probably want to get a tuner. Here's like a little Boss tuner. And what you do is you just turn them on, and usually they do their thing. Meaning, you watch the dial. I'm going to watch this. Oh, and it has a little beep when it's in tune. Alright, that's in tune. That's E, here's the A. That's a little high, and that word you want to use is sharp if it's too high. So you grab that peg and gently loosen it. Watch your scope. I hear that little blip, whatever. Beep, bip. Okay, here's the D. It's looking a little flat on my scope here, so I'm going to take this peg and loosen it slightly, and you just got to get used to which way it goes. I can't really tell you, but looks like it's counterclockwise. We'll make it go lower. Now I got to go higher. Alright, there's a G, or a D, here comes a G. It's looking a little low. A little flat, so I take that string, follow it to this peg. Gotta tighten it up. Really, you just gotta listen to say, hey, is it going higher or lower? Your ears are your most important tool. So the scope helps, but you really want to train your ears to tell the difference. B. Looks good on the scope. Sounds okay. Here's the E. It's a little high, so I'm gonna loosen this peg just a bit. So when you tune those pegs, you have to be really subtle and gradual and gentle, yet focused, and you have to listen. You know, are we going higher or lower? Which way do you want to go? Here's another really popular tuner. It's called a snark, and these are pretty affordable. These are awesome. You see a lot of professionals using them. You just clamp them on your headstock, turn it on, and it's got a little scope. They'll show you what's going on. Like if I hit a low E, looks good. Here's an A. Looks good. Here's a D. Looks good. Here's a G. A little sharp. Good. Here's a B. Looks perfect. Here's a high E. A little high. I'm going to bring it down. And that's a snark. I'm going to turn it off to save the battery. Those are really popular. I'd recommend them. Now, after you get tuned, you might want to try a chord shape. The first chord I usually hit is E. Let's just listen to that. Sounds fine. And by the way, this is a very, very cheap import guitar from Japan from the 70s. So this guitar was given to me and I had a new nut made for it and had the bridge filed down. And I just saved it from the scrap heap. And you really don't need an expensive guitar, by the way. Its most important tool are your ears. So that's an E chord. I want you to see this. This is going to be your middle fingertip on your 5th string, 2nd fret. Then ring finger is right beside it on the next string over on the same fret. These are your frets, these metal pieces. 2 fingers, then you add your 1st finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret. So that's 3 fingertips right there. Make sure you learn this shape. It's super important. It's an E chord. And that should sound perfectly awesome just like that. The important thing to do is go through each string like this. And listen, if you have dead sounds like, then you have to work on that left hand and tighten that up. You have to be right on the very tips, your fingertips. That makes a huge difference. You don't want to lay into that kind of like corner. This is like the pad part, I call it. The very tip is what we're shooting for. So you want to memorize that sound, memorize the shape, memorize the name. It's called the E chord. Get it down as fast as you can. Hit it every day. Then when you start strumming, it'll sound pretty good. Like, that's a good start. We really can't do anything until you got an E figured out. We'll get into some more chords really soon. Thanks for watching. I'll be posting more clips all the time. Thank you.